Alright guys, so hopefully if you're watching this video, that means you already saw the video about diagnosing shoulder impingement syndrome that I made. So hopefully you're watching this for tips on recovering from shoulder impingement syndrome and kind of trying to figure out what those protocols are going to be for getting back to normal. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the time off. You absolutely need to take the time off from the gym. You need to let that muscle repair itself. You need to let your rotator cuff repair itself. You just need to be humble and realize that you need to take time off to let your body just do what it does and repair. So what I did was from 2014 to 2015, I noticed this problem in October, and I took October, November, December, January, half of January off from all upper body workouts. So I didn't do any chest, any shoulders, any heavy curls, for about a 3.5, 4 month window of time. And during that time, all I was doing was lower body stuff and arms. As you can see, my chest is obviously noticeably smaller. So I did a lot of legs, a lot of arms, and then I did these rehab exercises 3-4 days a week. That's what we're going to talk about here in this video. So the basic key to the workouts is just going to be the internal and external rotation of your shoulder and of your rotator cuffs. That's the important part to remember. Just internal, external rotation. That's the main element that you're going to be looking for in these recovery movements. So basically what I would do is I would take a really light dumbbell, this is a 3-pounder, and I'll be doing the internal to external rotation movements with this really light dumbbell. You don't want to go heavy on these. What you're trying to do is strengthen those little supportive muscles that you usually neglect, because when you're doing heavy presses and heavy overhead stuff, heavy presses, heavy benches, you're neglecting these smaller supportive structures, and they're getting weakened, and that's what's causing the pain. So the goal of the rehab is to strengthen those smaller muscles that you're normally not hitting. So what you're going to want to do is keep your elbow close to your side and just rotate outwards. So this is going to be one of your external rotation movements, and this can be done, just with a light dumbbell. You don't have to do anything crazy. That's going to be one of your external rotation elements, and that's what I incorporated heavily into my rehab protocol. So another thing you can do with the dumbbell, bring it up here like you're flexing your bicep, and rotate it forward and rotate it backwards. There's your internal, and there's your external. Now the key to this is making sure you're not using your frontal, your pec right here to turn it. You want to make sure you're using all shoulder and not using this right here. I don't know. You can try to give you the best angle I can. So that covers your internal and external rotation movements at the same time. So I did a lot of those. And basically the way I incorporated these, I would do these on their own day. So I would do a workout day, and the next day, which would be my day off, I would do a rehab day. So I would do legs, next day, rehab, arms, next day, rehab. And I would continue this for 3-4 days a week. And that's just the way that I did it. So I covered two external rotation movements and one internal. And the other internal rotation movement, I'm going to try to get you guys a good angle on this, because I've got a cable, I've got it attached to my dresser here, and what I would do, see how I can get you a good angle, is your internal is going to be pulling it towards yourself, but you're going to want it to be completely horizontal. You're going to want the line of movement of the cable to be completely horizontal. So I'm going to have to turn around to show you this accurately. So you're gonna want to keep your elbow close to your side. You don't want it out here. You want it to be close, and you're gonna be pulling inward. Just pulling inward. You don't want to use your bicep. You don't want to use your forearm. You just want to pull inward with your shoulder and rotate. Again, the focus is rotation. You don't want to be flexing your bicep while you're doing it. You don't want to be doing anything crazy. Just that internal rotation, internal rotation, internal rotation. So again, basically what I did was 3-4 days a week, I would do 2 internal rotation exercises a day and 2 external rotation exercises a day. And even as I started doing chest again, as I started doing shoulders again, I would incorporate these workouts, but I would cut it down to 1. So before I would bench press, I now do 1 external, 1 internal, then I bench, and I'll do maybe a stretch. And during my rehab period, I would do 2 stretches a day. The first stretch I would do is your basic arm hold stretch. Do this for a 10 count, 20 count, whatever you want to do. And I would do both arms, just to get it stretched out. And on whichever side of your body you've got the impingement, you're going to want to stretch that pec out, because that pec muscle is going to be shortened and it's going to be tightened on the side of your body that you have the impingement. So what you're going to want to do is grab a power rack, grab the wall, grab whatever's near you, grab that with your arm, keep your arm like this, and rotate your chest forward and keep your arm back, and that's going to stretch out your pec. So grab it, rotate forward. You want your arm to be kind of up and your chest to be forward and down, and it's going to stretch out your pec. So again, do this for 3 to 4 months. You're going to want to take the time off. You've got to humble yourself. You've got to do it. Like I said, the damage is going to be irreparable if you don't do the rehab stuff. You can tear your rotator cuff, and that's going to require surgery. And it's better to take 3 to 4 months off, lose muscle, lose strength, than have surgery, take a year off, and potentially not be able to lift heavy ever again, because you're going to be your rotator cuff's going to be so depleted and in such a weakened state. It's going to take you forever to get back to a point where it's strong enough for you to press, over 200 pounds. So you don't want that. You're going to have to make the sacrifice. Like I said, I was weighing 220 this summer when I was doing these competitions, and I weigh 190 now. Now I've been dieting a little bit, but I did lose a lot of muscle. I lost a whole lot of strength. Like I said, when I got this injury, I was benching 305 for triples, and I was benching 315 for doubles, and I was maxing out near 345, 350 for my 1 rep bench max, and now I'm struggling to do 275 for a triple, 255 for a set of 5, and my working sets are usually 225 for sets of 6, or a 5x5 with 225, stuff like that. So I'm way down from where I was, but I'm way up from that state of 4 months of not training at all. So like I said, having something is better than having nothing. If you have to get surgery on your rotator cuff, you're going to be screwed, and you're going to really wish that you had taken the time off and just done the internal and external rotation stuff. It's easy, it's simple. You don't want to go too heavy. You just want to focus on the movement, internal, external. It's pretty easy. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. I hope you guys watched the diagnosis video, and I hope if you do have shoulder impingement, this video helped you. That's the whole goal of this video. When I started getting that pain, the first thing I did was go to YouTube and look for videos. I only found about 1 video that was actually helpful, and there was all kinds of stuff that was actually bullshit and it wasn't going to help. There was one chiropractor that made a video, and he said, if you have shoulder impingement, the exercise you want to do is this. And that's not what you want to do at all. And there was just all kinds of crazy stuff out there. And for me, this worked. I don't have the problem anymore. I don't have the pain anymore. I still do the movements before I do a heavy bench press session. And it seems to be working for me. So I hope this helped you guys out. Thanks for watching.